Welcome to Eat Your Backyard, my YouTube channel where I try to inspire you to add edible landscaping and beautiful plants to your life. I live in Central Florida, near the East Coast, in a subtropical zone. And you could reproduce that if you're in a colder area with a greenhouse. Today I want to share something I hope will benefit everybody watching this if you don't already know about it. And that's how to grow the Moringa tree. Now, I talk about the Moringa tree a lot on the channel. Please subscribe and like this video. If you find this kind of stuff useful at all, give me a thumbs up. I'll know to make more like this video. But Moringa is an amazing crop. It's an amazing tree. It's something I'm going to say everybody watching this video should consider adding. And I'm hoping to express to you exactly the abundance available here to you and to anybody. All right, so this is just a pack of seeds. I don't think the brand's important at all, but it's just a pack of Moringa seeds. And I bought this roughly 5 months ago, about a half a year ago. And I've been planting Moringa trees like crazy, and I haven't even dented the bag. This is like something that people would, maybe buy to eat or whatever. You can eat these seeds. This is what comes out of the fruit of the Moringa tree, or the drumsticks, they call them, from the Moringa tree. But I learned how to grow these. I experimented in a number of different ways, and I just want to share that with you right now. Okay, so let's get into it. This is a Moringa tree that is about 4 months old. I grew it in a pot, and then I transplanted it here. Immediately after I planted it, we had let the chickens out and they decapitated it, but it grew right back. They took off the top. They love to eat Moringa. Moringa being super high in vitamin C, potassium, and many other nutrients. The chickens know it and they chomp it. So one of the reasons I'm growing the Moringa is for myself. The other reason is to feed all my animals, the rabbits, the chickens. They love this, and I always want to give them lots of fresh veg. Look at how vigorously it's growing. Once it gets going, you don't have to worry about it too much. It's a very low maintenance tree. And since you can think of them like a vegetable in the sense that you just continuously trim them back, you don't really have to worry about the tree paradigm, let's say, in the yard, and that's why. What do I mean by that? Well, for instance, where we have these power lines, I have these power lines, and I'm planting a tree here that can get to be over 30 feet tall, certainly. And the reason is I'm going to stump it back. Now, how you trim these things before we get started planting them, and I'm going to plant them in a few different areas. I haven't actually thought of where I want to plant them yet, but it doesn't much matter, because you let them grow a bit, you trim them back, top them, and then shoots grow out. You harvest the leaves and then continuously trim them back in like 1 year cycles. And it's the leaves that you either eat fresh or dry and make into tea. It's a multivitamin. They call it the longevity tree, the tree of life, Moringa. So I think this pack of seeds cost me we're back. And then I lose the signal. Anyway, so yeah, I'm growing deer's paw here. And that's because I feed this to the bunnies and the chickens. They absolutely love it. And I had a couple of pots, a few pots that had okra in them. Yeah, it looks like this had a dill in it. I just add that right back to the garden. Okay, so we've got 3 pots. Here, there's a little bit of deer's paw growing here. You know what, I'm gonna leave that one. I'm just gonna plant a couple today, because I actually do want that to sprout and grow. All right. And take these 2 pots, and I'm gonna freshen them up a bit. My favorite garden tool, the beach shovel. The dollar store beach shovel. Hey, little chickies. Where are you, chickies? Do your chickens come when they're called? Oh, I don't know if you can see them. They're underneath that giant lily. I don't want to disturb them. All right. I'm going to put them down there. Put the seeds there. And I'm going to freshen up these pots with this, which is worm castings. This is some of the richest stuff you could possibly imagine. Hey, thanks for jumping on the stream. Hold on, let me adjust it. Playing in my yard. Good to see you on the stream. Thanks. This is prime worm castings. It's been washing through from worm tea for a while now, and that's what I'm going to use to freshen up this. Now, the Moringa doesn't really need much in terms of nutrients. It'll grow in just straight sand, but I want to turbocharge it. So I'm really not disturbing the soil much, just kind of loosening up the top layer. There's really no need to go crazy. And then I'm going to put a little of this worm castings action in there. That is, without a doubt, the secret sauce. So I just mixed it in there. But that has all the good stuff to rejuvenate this soil. And in addition to that, I could always add some bunny manure, but I know I definitely don't need that. Okay, now I'm going to show you what you have to do to prepare the seed. And I just developed this technique watching how other people did it. But I'm going to put this down here. Okay. Now, I've had almost 100% germination success with these seeds. And I had been planting 2 in each pot, but that has meant that I've had 2 trees in every pot. So I'm just going to plant 1 in every pot. But the seed itself is very, very lightweight, but rather large. And I can't use this fingernail because I'd smashed it building the chicken coop. I'd use this one. But all I do is, the first thing you can do is just kind of take off the white stuff that's on the seed and reveal the seed itself. You'll see there's like little white bits of almost paper, and you'll have that. Okay, then I just take it and with my thumb, just go along the side of it and scrape off. You can see along the ridge there. There's like little seams in the seed. I'm just doing that with my thumbnail. It's very, very soft, the shell. And I just scrape it down to the white. Now I'm sure these would grow with this shell casings on them, but this is the method I use. You see then the outside shell just cracks off and there's a white seed on the inside. There it is. Perfect. So that's one. And then I will make this one a little bit quicker. So thanks for watching, and please give this a thumbs up if you found this to be useful at all for you. Always appreciate that. And there's the second one. Okay, so now we have the 2 seeds, and since this soil is real good, I'm highly confident we are going to get a winner here. And I just put it down about 1 inch, just pressed it in there, put this lightly on top, and that's it. Very simple. Now you could just use standard potting soil, whatever, but I just drop it in there, cover it up, and now I'll water both of these. fact, this soil's already wet. I might just leave it and then have the afternoon showers water it. But I'll do a follow-up video on this, part 2. So this is the part 1 stream where we planted these 2 pots. And I just want to give people a real clear picture of how easy it is to do this. And so when these sprout, I'll do another live stream and, you know, show them emerging, etc. And then we can track them all the way up through there, feeding them to the rabbits or those chickens. Yep. So 2 more trees and plenty more trees to go. Or I could just eat these, but I'm having so much fun growing them. Why not? And I'm going to give you a picture of what they look like in the pot grown. I have a couple that I'm going to be putting in the rabbit run, which I've got a real heat problem with right now. In other words, it's just too hot, not enough shade. These chickens here behind the worm farm on my vermiculture setup, these chickens are loving it back here. Nice and cool, plenty of bugs. They forage around. They think I'm going to give them mealworms. Well, this was a Moringa video, but the chickens end up stealing the show. And I have a sweet pack of mealworms. Look at that, folks. Come on, chickadees. Chick, 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 chick. Look at you. These little hens are very spoiled. They get a lot of fresh mealworms. These are actually black soldier fly larvae. Hey, plant in my yard, do you use seeds and leaves in your cooking? The seeds and leaves from the moringa tree in my cooking. I have not yet, but I do plan to, absolutely. I'm very interested in drying them. I'm going to do some videos on that, drying the leaves and then making tea as a thing you drink every day as a, you know, your multivitamin. That's that forage for the animals. And then, you know, also eating some of it fresh from time to time right off the tree. I think that's probably, I mean, it's better to bring it in and wash it and eat it just in case birds dropped on it. But okay, so that is the planting. Now let's go look at one that's already growing. This is a moringa I planted in a very similar situation. I didn't enrich the soil though. I just jammed this in an old pot and it grew. Now you can see I planted 2 seeds and 2 grew. One's given up. Probably, which is good. I might just go ahead and snip that off anyway. But this thing really just wants to be in the ground at this point. This tree is about, let's say, month and a half, 2 months old. So that's about what you get in a month and a half and 2 months. It's not like I'm tending to it super carefully. Another thing I'm going to plant in the rabbit run is this tamarind. I have a lot of tamarind trees I grew. See how that goes. It's another forage crop, another goodie. If nothing else, chop and drop, but it produces great fruit, the tamarind. So I've been expanding the moringa effect. Here's another one that I recently planted. This is an example of where 2 trees grew and 2 trees are still growing. I have some moringa growing right here. You see these robolini. It's like medieval spikes. Look at that. I put all of the robolini fronds into my compost bin. Again, and shout out to the world's simplest composting bin setup ever. That's $15 at your department store. Just make a hoop and you've got a compost bin. So don't believe anybody who tells you having compost bins is in some weird way complicated. It's the most useful thing ever. And look at that. Rotten fly-ridden mangoes ready to go in the composter. And you know what happens? Yeah, you've eaten it fresh off the tree, but you want to dry it for recipes. Yeah, I think that's cool. They say it has a horseradish flavor, the moringa, you know, and I would say that's a bit of a stretch. It's not, didn't really, but it does have like a spiciness, almost like a peppery flavor to it, which I like, but it's kind of strong. But I think as a spice in foods, it could probably be awesome. Maybe be like a good, mild, hot seasoning too. The leaves. But what I wanted to show you here was, here, look at these giant lily leaves. Look how big those things are. They'll compost right up. But this is the Tommy Atkins mango growing straight out of the compost bin, because we threw so many rotten mangoes in there this year. We just had more mangoes than we knew what to do with. That was a side effect of the permaculture setup I've got here, was that the abundance was way over what I, was used to processing, and we ended up having a decent amount of rotten stuff. But the point is not that it's rotten. The point is that nothing goes to waste. Really 0% waste. So every single mango that fell off these trees, and there's still a few on the ground there. Actually, I got to go pick the remaining ones and dry them out. Maybe I'll do that in this video here, since it is the Eat Your Backyard channel. By the way, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Really appreciate it. Got that goal of reaching 100,000 subscribers. You measure goals like that in long-term steps. We're up to almost 28,000 subscribers now, which is awesome. By the way, thank you for everybody who's already subscribed. Super appreciative of you. I think not kidding, it sounds like a Hallmark ad or something, but I do think every view is precious and valuable. One of the best things about doing the YouTube thing, honestly, is when I get comments from people that say like, oh, I saw you years ago and it motivated me to do this or whatever, and it's great, and that kind of thing is the reason. And that just happens in ones. That always happens one at a time. So thank you. Yeah, so this moringa, 2 seeds were planted. Again, just planted 2 because I thought maybe only one would grow. Both grew. One is outpowering the other. So maybe we're seeing a trend here, maybe, that the, one takes over and you can plant 2, and I guess the strongest survive. And you could just always clip it, then I might end up doing that too, just to give this a strong start. I noticed that this one is very tender around the base, and it's also kind of like wilty, which is a little different. And I've grown this now in the shade. So it was a hothouse, so to speak, shaded sprout, and now I put it in a shaded area here. So we'll see. Another experiment. I like to plant them in all different parts of the yard with a new plant like this, just to make sure, a tree in this case, I really understand the nature of it. And that's a big part of permaculture, which is test and figure out, how things you have interact with your environment, and you can just kind of observe it. And here's another one. Again, planted 2 seeds in there, and both grew. Now, I immediately noticed the difference on this one, which is grown out in full sun. This is the southeast corner of my yard. It gets full exposed sun almost all the time. But I notice that the stalk is not light green like the other one, and it's already starting to show some signs of bark, like down on this one. Yeah, so it seems like they like the sun. Now, I'll give you an example of how the permaculture stuff changes your whole view on everything. We put no pesticides or fertilizers or anything on our yard now, other than bunny turds, which is the best fertilizer, which is why everything is so lush green. But this stuff that grows now, which I used to think, more of as weeds, like there's some deer's paw I just picked out of the lawn. And, basically any weed thing you can think of, you could just pick and go feed to those chickens. But you start looking at grasses as really as hay. This St. Augustine grass, the chickens love it. Now this has been grown in rich bunny turds. So this stuff is grade A. You go to the store and buy Timothy hay for your rabbits or something, and And there's Bermuda grass. Look at that, nice hay. Okay. Yeah, so this is a yield from my yard now as opposed to a nuisance. This is something that I would have a year ago thought of as an irritation, and now I see it as a treasure. So say what you will, internet, interwebs. That's what I got to say. All right, here you go. Chicky-doos. Oh. If I stick it through the fence, will you eat it? They're shy, but they're good permaculture chickens. Yeah, they're already starting to peck at it. Veggies. Sweet veggies. Come on, chickadoos. They can't get through their thing. All right, let's see. Where do I want to put it? I've been using this. This is like a zoo now. Hello, chickies. Oh, look at that. That's sweet, sweet Ponzi. Oh, no. Yeah, is that Ponzi? I think so. Geez, hard to tell in the dim light. I'm gonna demonstrate. I plan on this being a Moringa video, but we can be more diverse than that. Here we go. Trying to set up this tripod so you can get the full compost chicken experience. Hey, chickie doos. Hey there, Annie girls. Okay. Let's see how you like this stuff. First, do I still have that? I'm gonna find the good stuff. What I know they love the most. You can tell what they love the most, and they love that deer's paw. Ah, there it is. That's the deer's paw. Native Florida edible. Oh, look at you. You're gonna go through. You see, look, they know what it is. They have good eyesight in the day, very poor eyesight at night. And the interesting thing is, predators, their eyes have evolved to work best at night because the vision of things like chickens and rabbits' eyes don't work well at night. Look at that. These chickens. Ooh, you see Ponzi backed up Sally the sea monster. Sally the sea monster is this barred rock. She's like, not mine. Oop, Sally still came in, snacked a little. Yeah, this is top hen in the pecking order. And then all these little golden birdies are lower. They're a little smaller birds, so it's really clear who's in charge. Here you go. All right, here you go, down. And when you have your own backyard chickens, if you set up a free range area like this, you can just do this stuff all the time. It's so interesting. I love dogs, and I would love to have a golden retriever puppy prancing around. But I've got chickens. All right. Here we go. All right, we'll do the taste test. Why not? The taste test is the Bermuda grass. Just the Bermuda grass. Let's see what we think. They can get it here. There you go. Do they like the Bermuda grass? Oh, yeah. Oh, they like it a lot. Yeah, boy, oh boy. Ponzi's getting territorial with this grass. Hmm? All right, enough is enough. I'm just teasing them with all this compostable stuff. Here you go. Dropping it in. Dropping it in. Now look at them go to work right away. So that veg is really good for these chickens. Again, it's high in nutrients. I've been fertilizing it with the bunny return. And in addition, how much money do you save on the cost of feed for these guys when they're filling up their bellies with all this veggie and all the bugs? They're voracious bug hunters. Yeah, so what they'll do is eat it and turn it into chicken manure that goes down onto the bedding. But then they also are composting it by breaking it down. So I hardly want to even miss any little stuff that they could just convert. Oops. Earthquake cam. It really is fascinating. They love it. Now they look forward to coming in here whenever I see weeds going around. It's like, oh, chicken treats. And now since we got a closed system here, I don't have to worry about the, you know, like I said, the contaminants and stuff coming in. I have a pretty good handle on what's on what I'm giving them to eat. And then, you know, eventually here in a couple of months, they'll start producing eggs. Can't wait to start making the egg videos. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty soon, we're gonna open up the laying boxes, the nesting boxes, so that they can go in and lay eggs. We've got that closed off in the pen right now. There you go. All right, so the moringa. Now I do have one moringa left. I have not planted yet from a pot. I gotta decide where I want to put that. This area, if you watch videos on the channel, this area was sparse. It's an edge space, as they would refer to it in permaculture. It's one of the key principles of permaculture, which I love, which is that you should utilize edge spaces, kind of pay attention to edge spaces, and you can make them really abundant. This is just along a fence line. I'm always conscious to try not to do anything that's going to impact my neighbors on the other side of the fence, but so a lot of vertical stuff. I also don't want to block sunlight, you know, on the perimeter, so I'm conscious of that. But you know, in just the matter of about a year and a half, 2 years, I've converted this whole corner into a very lush producer. I mean, there's 4 kinds of bananas within camera angle here, view. 2 kinds of sugarcane, pigeon pea, cherry, yucca, which, by the way, yucca, the soft-tipped yucca, the petals, the white petals, are edible. So all edibles along here, edible pet cactus, but producing. Next phase is going to be getting a pitchfork so I can flip that those compost bins. I thought it would be harder than it's been doing the composting. All right, where are the... Oh, I guess I did move those. I moved those over. And the next thing I've got to decide is how much of this starfruit I want to plant. The starfruit trees are doing very well. This is the time of the year when they thrive, and you really have to boost their growth. It's good that they're in a semi-shade area here. That's what this sea grape provides. I grow a natural canopy over here to be able to still grow stuff this time of year. And you can see it's a little bit dry, but still not bone dry, so to speak. But I'm pleased with the growth of these carambola. I may put some of these carambola out front. It's a good kind of curbside fruit. People want to eat the carambola as they walk by, so to speak. I think that's a acceptable thing. Look at all these tamarind. Holy moly. At one point I thought it was going to be hard to grow tamarind. Oh. The deer's paw. Again, growing things that are easy to grow in my location. If it's growing out of the ground in your yard already, permaculture principles would guide you to the realization that that's the right thing to grow if you have a use for it and if it's a good input. Yeah, all these weeds. And we know it's the finest chicken treat. We almost caused a chicken fight by providing it scarcely to them. We don't want chicken fights. Well, we don't want more chicken fights than need to be happening. Hey, hey, chicky chick. Hoo-hoo. Oh, nice snag. Wow. That was a good 3-inch grab out of the fence. All right, we're going in. Hey, Jack.
Hello.
Hey, Jack, you want to demonstrate your chicken trick? I call it your chicken trick. What do you think? Okay. We're going to do the chicken trick. This is better seen than described. These little chickens. Just relaxing. Well, we got a chicken escape. Our chicken has breached the perimeter. Get back in there. Come on. Come on, chicken. No. I might have to lift. Look at her. She'll probably come back in. There it is. That's the chicken trick. So if you're looking for a docile chicken breed, this Rhode Island Red hybrid is an excellent choice, we would say. Look at how calm that chicken is. Oh, she made her way back in.
Almost escaped.
Almost. I don't want you pecking this phone, but I would like to see you. Wow. That's what a healthy chicken looks like. That's a barred rock. She's thirsty? No. Hey, Jack. You shut the door. I got it. Squirrel eating a nut. Squirrels are not very afraid of the chickens. I do hear him over there. Oh, there he is. Running up and down the palm frond. He's on the cherry. Yeah, the chickens love the Barbados cherries. All right, I'm breaching the perimeter. There we go. Are there any figs? You check out this simple rooster bar. Roosting bar.
I don't see a ripe fig on this tree.
No figs. that Blondie. She's looking good. Doing the chicken inspection. Those feathers are really coming in nicely. Beautiful color. She's definitely the darkest one. What'd they say? Make excellent lap chickens.
Making an excellent hand chicken.
Yeah. It's Chicken Joe. Do you think they've had any kind of significant impact on the bug population back here?
Probably.
I think they probably have, yeah.
They've done it with the. Hey.
It's interesting because this was much more undergrown. It used to be more understory. Like they've cleared out underneath the lily tree and they've made little areas underneath these. And they've seemed to eaten away all the kind of somewhat rotten stuff that was around the base of those lilies. I think it's just they naturally eat compost, so that rotten stuff is constant shower of fruit coming down.
Sherry.
That's a Suriname cherry here, yeah. We had some cherries on this earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is when Jonathan had trimmed this one up when he out of the wood back here last time.
She picked one.
Looks pretty good. It's interesting, these leaves are actually quite yummy too. They have also, the Suriname cherry leaves have a very spicy, sweet flavor to them. That's Ponzi. Top hen.
She saw the bag. Some chickens are smart enough to know that. Never mind.
Yeah, she'll try to peck a hole in the bag.
There you go.
Soon we're gonna have lots of moringa to feed to these chickens.
You step on my hand.
Another permaculture principle right here. You know, we're reutilizing and recycling materials, finding uses for things. This is an old desk frame. Fine line between your backyard being a junk zone and reusing, but I think this is a great application. I just saw this frame and thought this would be a perfect little setup for them to roost on. They actually like it. It's interesting because it's wobbly, which I think they like. They like the wobbliness of it because they always choose to get up on this one, but they can then crawl across, they can step across these little thin ones, which they like to do, get up onto this. Then they can actually get up onto this, which is the natural roosting bar of this Barbados cherry. You might even go up there and pick a fruit.
Across the bottom.
Hey, James Tropicals. Welcome. Monty says hi to James Tropicals. Yeah, we're back here with the chickens. We planted some moringa trees. I planted 2 moringa trees. By the way, yeah, they're the ones that are over just on the side there. Figured they'd get watered today when the storms come in. I'm gonna search for a fig. I'm not convinced we're out of the fig business here yet. That's good enough. Even though it's not fully ripe, it'll be red on the inside. even with that little bit of, yeah. Healthy chicken.
I'll go try to find a fig.
I found a fig. Seeing if I can find a second fig. Well, I only found one. I'm getting towards the late season, so that is what it is. But oh, look at that. There we go. Oh, and there's one. Lots of cherries. Those Barbados cherries smell so good. There's more dropping on the ground. They come down, so many of them. Chickens can't eat them fast enough. I'm gonna eat this one. I like them when they're like that.
I was looking at you with that cherry in your hand.
Here you go. There you go. You know you like that cherry. Yep. You fruit chicken? Yeah. Yeah. Ah. My finger. All right, try this. Look at that. Nice. Oof. Got it. Since we don't need this to be on there very sturdy at all, we just use a simple wire to attach it. It works great. Do I hear a chicken?
Yeah. I took her with me. Now she wants shut the door. Wanting to come.
She wants to get back to her friends.
Yeah. I also got a fig.
Oh, got a fig. Nice. Yeah, that tree's still producing some figs, even though it's got the rust on the leaves.
Blondie's already all the way back at the fence.
Yeah. They're comfortable in here. You can tell because they spread out. You know, when they're afraid or nervous, they bunch together.
Is that what they were doing last night?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, last night we forgot to bring the chickens in until it got a little darker than we normally do, but it wasn't dark. It was just way darker than they've ever been out of their coop at night. And yeah, I came out here and they were definitely not liking it. They were nervous. They went right up into their coop. I opened up this gate and they just, all of them hustled straight through up into their coop. Like, no, we're done with this. And then they were up on their perch inside the coop making like slightly more nervous sounds than they normally do. Stressed out our little hens. They like the routine. They'll instinctively go up inside their coop every night before it gets dark. Hey, sweetie. Her crown is really getting much bigger now.
Look at all those white
Look at that. She's got a very pointy crown. Ooh, I don't want her to peck it.
white feathers.
Yeah, there's like still down coat underneath. Yeah, a couple people were saying it's about time we, well, that they need to clip their chickens' wings. We got to clip our chickens' wings at some point. I don't want them to fly out. They've never even one time tried to fly over this fence. So I think they're probably okay.
Nice right.
Oh yeah, there goes the chicken feathers.
Look at that one, showing in between the bananas.
Oh yeah, check her out. Chicken heaven.
Yeah. That's where they usually are when they come out there. Either that or Lily.
Yeah. The new bedding we got in here is working out pretty well.
Starting to find mulch.
The mulch. Yeah, we put in mulch. Pretty soft mulch though. I didn't get the kind that's like big chips. I just got shredded. And they seem to like that. Much cleaner. Oh, we do have a mango overgrowing the power line. Not good. Gonna have to do a little power line maintenance here. We got hurricane season coming up for all you Floridians.
Watch the plane. See what I got.
Yeah, oh look, the summer storms are already looming on the horizon on this beautiful pitched roof. Look at the mealworms up here. Ooh, yeah, mulberry leaves. You gonna feed them? Let's do the mulberry leaf chicken taste test.
Right after one bite, another one comes.
Yep, they love it. Mulberry is a particularly good tasting leaf. You're right.
Someone wagging its tail feathers like that.
How to counterbalance to get to it.
My finger.
Yeah, get your finger under that leaf.
Whoa. Oh wow. They're all freaking near the lily.
Yeah.
He awoke one of them.
I think this is about the time of the day they start to wind down,
Yeah.
take a chicken nap,
And then get back to bug hunting.
and then get back to it. Right, exactly. Certainly a peaceful lifestyle. Just got to watch the storms.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Don't want the chickens to get rained on.
No. And then we might have some chicken.
Do not want wet chickens. Well, okay, we covered a lot today. We got 2 moringas potted and growing, which I'll provide additional videos on in the future. Show you how they grow, but we also looked at some, in later stages of development. But those with the worm castings in the brew should really be good. Yep, I appreciate you jumping on the stream. Thanks for everybody that was on. We had the whole crew here today, it seemed like. And if you're new, please subscribe. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button. That helps me a lot, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Eat your back.
Or do you wish to me?
Yard.